I could have sworn that was Gil's car that pulled out of the restaurant after we left.
I told you it wasn't.
Still, I wouldn't put it past him to be spying on us, especially since he's not even supposed to be driving.
What are you so worried about, huh? We haven't done anything wrong yet.
And we're not going to either. I mean, you wouldn't want Gil to say, I told you so, would you?
Don't you think maybe we should relax first, kind of digest our food a little bit?
Ah, does that piece of medical advice come with an ulterior motive?
It could.
Anything interesting?
No, just some bills.
What about that?
Probably just a big bill.
Wrapped in brown paper?
Sure.
I wonder what it is.
Ione, one of the reasons I asked you over tonight is I wanted to invite all of the Redlands to a a celebration dinner tomorrow night in honor of the Cummings. We decided we didn't want any sentimental goodbyes.
Oh, thank you, Terry, but I'm afraid we won't be able to make it.
Well, I know it's short notice, but it would mean so much to the Cummings and me if you'd come.
I know. I'd love it, and I'm sure Jean and Carla would, too, under different circumstances. But now's just not a good time.
Jean and Carla?
Well, Jean is still sleeping at my house.
Oh, that's not good.
But it's better than a motel.
I thought they would have made up by now.
Oh, yes.
Ione, is there anything I can do to help?
Just keep praying, Terry. They love each other, but they're just having a hard time working it out.
They've come so far since she came back. I hope they can reconcile soon.
She's leaving again.
No.
Yes, it's just for 2 weeks, but being apart at this time, it just isn't going to help matters any.
When's she leaving?
Next weekend. She's got a singing engagement at Lake Tahoe, and she's taking Jimmy with her.
That's right. I remember Jean mentioning they were going to go there to vacation together.
Oh, it would be a miracle if they could just make up before then.
Ione, I don't know how to say this.
Well, what is it, Terry?
Well, there's another reason I asked you here tonight. Well, the fact that Jean and Carla are having such a rough time right now doesn't make it any easier for me to tell you what I have to.
Well, don't you even want to know what it is?
Not really.
Russ, I don't understand you. It could be a present. Is it your birthday?
No, it's not my birthday. Look, it's just a piece of junk milk. We forget about it, okay?
Well, not so fast. You can't do that to me.
Do what?
Keep me in suspense. I'm one of those kids that never grew up, you know? I could never wait until Christmas morning to open all my presents.
Well, I don't think that is a Christmas gift. Hey, come on. I mean, I get an ugly little piece of brown package in the mail, and you're acting like a 10-year-old kid again.
Can I help it if I'm nosy?
Can I help it if I want to put my energies into more important matters?
Can I open it?
It's up to you.
Okay. I wonder who it's... She's beautiful. There's a note. Dear Russ, I saw this in a record store and I just had to send it to you. Did you know the album is now in the top 10? I know you'll enjoy it. Play it often, love. Sheila?
What, Sheila?
Well, who is Sheila?
Someone I'd like to forget.
Why would she sing you Becky's album?
Pour salt in a wound, maybe? I don't know. It's just the kind of person that she is.
Well, if she thinks this is a joke, it's not very funny.
Tell me about it.
But why?
Let's just say, she's a sore loser.
What did she lose, Russ? You?
Sheila never had me. That's why she did something like this.
Did you meet her when you were still married to Becky?
It's not what you're thinking, Marianne. Becky spent a whole lot of time in New York, and this nice little freshman co-ed started getting real friendly with me. She even started following me around. When she told me that she wanted more than friendship, I said, no, I'm married.
Well, did she take no for an answer?
After a while. I obviously guess I must have hurt her more than I thought. But at any rate, I am a victim of circumstances.
Russ Gill told me that you cheated on Becky.
Gil would say anything to split us up. I did not go out on Becky. Now, who do you believe?
I want to believe you, Russ.
Then believe me. I'm a one-woman man, Marianne. One.
Seems I'm always asking for your help, but something else has come up, and this is important.
Oh, it isn't Nancy again, is
No. This is my ex-husband and my son. I see I'd like to contact them.
it? Oh?
The problem is I don't know. Well, they're in England somewhere, but Lori Martin's going to try to find their address for me.
Oh, that was nice of her. Yeah, Babs was telling me just the other day at lunch how much she missed your little boy. What's his name?
Frederick. And I just have to see him. Well, at least I've got to try.
I'm sure you will.
The problem is, Harold, is that I don't know if Paul is going to let me because I don't know if you know about the divorce and all that happened. Do you know about
Well, I know Charles' version of the story, but I can read between the lines. Messy.
Well, I'm not proud of what happened at all, but still I need to know my rights. Now, is there some way that I can make Paul let me see Frederick?
I don't know. What visitation rights were you granted?
I don't even know. It's time I didn't care. I don't even know where the divorce papers are. Oh, that's the thing. I'm not the same woman that I was then. My heart just aches to be the kind of mother that Frederick deserves. I just want to hold him, and I want to love him.
I understand. Look, I'll try and see what I can do. In the meantime, don't you worry.
Okay, thank you. I would like to write them soon. Would that cause a legal problem?
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh, good, that's encouraging.
Well, in fact, if your letter touches Paul the way you got to me, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't bring your boy back to visit you voluntarily.
You think that'd be possible?
Well, sure it is. I mean, you both want what's best for the boy, don't you?
Oh, yes, Paul has always been more concerned for Frederick than I was. And I'm hoping that maybe through this letter he'll see that I've changed, that I am now concerned for Frederick and that I really want to love him now like I never could before.
That's the spirit. Now, you write it like that, and he will.
Oh, I hope so. Nobody knows how much.
Well, what is the other reason you invited me, Terry?
I wish I didn't have to bring this up, especially now, but I have no choice. It's about Mother's house.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that, Terry. Gina probably moved back while Carla and Jimmy are gone, and he'll take care of it.
No, it's not the house I'm concerned about, Ione. It's Nancy. She wants to buy it.
Oh, I see.
You know, when I promised to sell the house to Carla and Jean, I had no idea she was half owner.
Well, no one knew until the old will turned up.
And when we found out that we were both owners, I didn't think she'd ever really have any interest in it.
She does now.
Yeah. She came to see me at the hospital today and she was crying. Well, I told her that I would talk to Jean and Carla.
Well, I know Nancy's your sister, but tears in Nancy's eyes strike me as a... Oh, Lord, forgive me.
No, that's all right, Ione. I mean, we both know about Nancy's life, but she's serious.
What I don't understand, what with her marrying Charles Carpenter, she could have any house she wanted.
Well, for whatever reason, she's attached to Mother's house.
So are Jean and Carla.
Oh, Ione, I just feel awful about this.
Oh, it's not your fault, Terry. You know, right is right. And Nancy should have first claim to the house. Although I don't know what it's going to do to Jean and Carla's marriage, losing the house like this. We know that a house is not a home, but right now it's all they have.
Do you think it could cause them to break up permanently?
I'm afraid so.
I am going to talk to Nancy. Maybe she will change her mind about buying the house, or at least maybe she will agree to wait for a while until Carla and Jean can get things worked out.
More time will help. Do you think she'll do it?
There's no time like the present to find out.
Hello?
This is Terry Davidson. May I please speak to Nancy?
If this is another one of your warnings about the medical personnel that I've hired to take care of Nancy...
No, it isn't. I hope that Tab is working out for you. I've given you my opinion on that matter, and I won't bother you about it again.
Who is it?
I'll see if she can come to the phone. It's your sister. Do you want to talk to her?
Oh, I guess so. I don't know why she's bothering me here. Hello, Terry.
How are you feeling, Nancy?
I'm a little tired.
Well, listen, I won't take too long. I'm calling about the matter we discussed earlier today.
Mother's house?
Yeah. I was thinking, Nancy, are you sure you want to buy Mother's house?
Well, I wouldn't have brought it up if I wasn't sure, would I?
Well, I understand that, but why this house? When you're married, Mr. Carpenter can get you another house.
Well,
and besides, it would be, custom built to meet your needs.
Well, I am fully aware of how Charles Carpenter can provide for me, but I've already made my opinions clear.
Yes, you did, but I thought that I would check again before I approached the Redlands.
No, look, I don't want there to be any delay. Now, that house is half legally mine, and I want those people out of there. I don't want to sell it.
Nancy, you can buy the house. All I'm asking is that you give the Redlands a little more time so that they can work out their marital problems.
No! Look, I want to refurbish the house before we get married. Now, do you think you can take care of that, or I will?
What was that all about?
Can you believe that? She actually wants these people to have my house. Well, nobody's moving in there except me. I mean us.
Nancy wants them out of the house as soon as possible.
Imagine wanting to sell my house to total strangers.
Well, did you expect anything more from a Davidson?
Well, I just want those people out of there. I want to get out of this place. It's so depressing here.
And it's not just the decor, either. There are a lot of memories here. The trouble I had with Helen and Miriam's drug habit.
Those stairs that I fell down.
You know, I must say frankly, though, that I thought that you might want something a little more elaborate than your mother's house.
Oh, no, it's just perfect, Charles. The decor is really tasteful, and it's just the right size. I'll be able to get around easily enough.
Well, I'm in agreement as long as you're sure.
I am. We had such nice memories there before, in the past, Charles, and after we're husband and wife, we'll have even better ones.
Of course we will.
Speaking of which, have you spoken to the attorney yet?
Well, yes, I'm taking care of that.
Oh, come on, Charles.
No, as a matter of fact, I have a special appointment with Buckner tonight.
Oh, good. You wanted to surprise me, didn't you?
Well, I just didn't want to build up your hopes in case what Harold said was true.
I love surprises.
Well, you might say I give them to you.
Listen, do you have time to join me for the soybean souffle that Tab has whipped up?
Probably, but you go ahead. I'll join you in a moment.
Okay, I know you got this appointment. You don't want to be late.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Harold, it's Charles. Listen, I'm glad I caught you. Don't leave the office. I need to talk to you right away.
Marianne, I never thought that I would be able to have feelings like this for a woman again.
It takes time for the hurt to heal, but it will.
It has nothing to do with time. I really feel like I'm together again because of you. I mean, you're very, very special.
I don't understand how Becky could ever have left you.
Yeah, well, fame and fortune do really strange things to people.
Maybe, but it doesn't substitute for warm, strong, loving arms around you.
Mm-hmm. Just think what would have happened if she didn't leave. I wouldn't have been able to know you like this.
Well, I'm glad about that, but I really am sorry it didn't work between you two.
I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. I've never felt about a woman like I feel about you right now.
Including Becky?
Even Becky.
What about Sheila?
I told you, there was never anything between me and Sheila. You are the only woman that I want or need. What's the matter? What? Would I say or do something wrong?
I think I should start working on your portrait before I do something I might regret tomorrow.
Hey, we're just gonna sit here and talk together and kiss.
Russ, I'm feeling vulnerable. I think I should leave.
I'd like you to stay. I kind of like to, get to know you a little better and talk to you, hold you.
Yeah, well, part of me wants to say yes, but my better judgment says no.
You're really leaving?
Yeah, I know my limit. I'll talk to you later.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Good night, Russ.
All right.
Oh, ready to order yet?
Well, I think I'm gonna need some help, Tammy. Interested? Huh?
Well, the big word that starts with an H is hamburger.
Real cute. I'll take a BLT with a little TLC on the side. Now, you can handle that, huh?
In this establishment, TLC stands for tough luck, clown. Besides, since when does a guy like you order tender love and care with a meal? Striking out with all those girls you've been bragging about.
No, wait a minute. I only state facts and figures, okay? I mean, you're just afraid to admit it, Tammy, but you're just dying to be one of my statistics, aren't you?
Fatalities are more like it. No, thanks. Mr. Prescott,
Tammy! Oh, coffee black, please.
coming right up.
Now, why don't I get service like that, huh?
Gil, I was hoping I'd find you here.
Hey, Dad. So, what's up, huh?
Well, nothing, just came by to talk.
Oh, yeah? You're not thinking of changing your mind on that re-election, are you?
No, I'm comfortable with that, despite Mary Ann's objections.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that. You know it's good for you. And the company.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Tammy.
Sure.
I'm really impressed with you lately, the way you've been taking the workload off me. Well, even your bookkeeping's improving.
Oh, thanks. Well, it is nice having you around more, that's for sure.
Nonsense. Why, you could
yeah.
probably run the company by yourself if you wanted to. If you had to.
Yeah, maybe. Dad, this conversation doesn't have anything to do with that North Carolina shopping mall, does it?
They accepted the bid.
You're kidding. All right. Dad, we're gonna make more money on just that deal than we did all last year.
Too good a deal to pass up. Too important to trust to just anybody. That's why I'm going to oversee this baby myself.
I want the truth about the delay in my divorce.
Charles, I've told you everything there is to know. In cases of desertion, your divorce won't be final until 6 months after the papers are filed, not 6 months after Helen left. Now, in your case, that's going to be 1 week, less than 2 months from today.
Are you sure it's 6 months, not 6 months from the time Helen left?
Charles, I've researched this thoroughly. Why don't you believe me? Well, I should think after all we'd been through, you'd be able to believe me. And trust me.
Nancy doesn't. As a matter of fact, she asked me to go see Monroe Buckner.
Are you?
Not if what you're telling me is the truth.
Well, it's 6 months from the proven time of desertion, not 6 months from the time you file.
Then I could be divorced as soon as the paperwork is done.
Yeah.
Whether it's 2 days or 2 months.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm trying to keep you from making a mistake that both you and I are going to be paying for the rest of your life. But Charles, don't you realize that Nancy's trying to get into you for every dime you're worth?
I can handle Nancy, and don't you dare stand there and tell me that it was concern for me that prompted you to lie.
No, I'd really be lying if I told you that. Look, Charles, we're partners in Hollister Mall, other things. If you go down, I sink with you. Besides, Miriam was worried too.
Did she put you up to this?
No, it was my idea. You're not going to report me to the bar, are you? Or fire me?
Well, I don't like being deceived. But good work.
Good work. You're not mad?
Well, I realized that by helping yourself, you thought you were helping me.
I was. Trying to protect you. Charles, Nancy's just using you.
Harold, people use each other. Nancy has also been of service to me for a relatively small price.
She has?
Oh. No, it's much more than that. I like challenges. And I also like diversions.
I mean, you knew what Nancy was like all along.
Well, let's just say I knew enough. Let's leave it at that, shall we?
Does this mean you've changed your mind about marrying her?
I'll take it from here, thank you. But for now, I want this to be a secret just between ourselves.
You can't be serious.
Very serious.
Dad, that job's gonna take at least a year to finish.
Well, you'll let me visit you, won't you?
Yeah, but what about the business here?
Well, you can take care of it, and I'm no more than a phone call away.
Dad, dropping out of politics is one thing, but, you know, leaving the State's another. Have you given a lot of thought? Huh?
Now, look, Gil, I've thought of this from every angle. Now, I don't mean to brag, but I'm the only guy I know that can supervise a project like this.
One BLT with a little TLC on the side.
Do you give all your customers this much lip? Huh?
That's as close as you'll ever get, lover boy.
I know you can handle a business, but I'm not so sure about your personal life.
That's the least of your worries.
Yeah.
Talk to Marianne?
No, not yet, but I will soon. And Sharon and Terry.